Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater, and I have to fully admit, I am a huge fan of Downton Abbey. I have watched all 6 seasons 3 times now. I absolutely positively love the show. And when they ended it, where they ended it, and how they ended it, I felt was a satisfying conclusion to the series as a whole. And I never really felt that we would go back to that world outside of just the times I decide to pop it on and end up rewatching the entire thing because it's so much fun every time I get to re-experience it. Yeah, I know that sounds weird. I freaking love it. So when they announced today that Downton Abbey movie was originally with the original cast has been greenlit, I let out some squeeze and I immediately text my girlfriend and I'm like, it's coming back. It's coming back. Because I freaking love the show. I do. I really do. It says here that we're finally getting that Downton Abbey movie that fans have long wanted. I don't know if fans have long wanted it. I know they've teased it for a while, but at the same time, it's like, where would they take it, right? Like the Crawley estate was handled properly. You know, Edith ended up like, I think here's the, I will, hold on, I'll get through this and I'll talk about kind of where I'm a little bit upset. So it says original principal cast is set to return for the upcoming feature-length production. Focus feature set on Friday. The movie will begin production later this summer. Now, originally, what you have to understand is Julian Fellows, who created the series, penned a movie called Upstairs, Downstairs, which was about the higher classes and the servants in a house, right? And that served as kind of like the bedrock idea for what Downton Abbey became. So by doing this movie, he's kind of effectively just recreating Upstairs, Downstairs. But what Julian Fellows does well is he's able to craft these characters and have these interweaving storylines that don't feel forced. Downton Abbey had 16 concurrent storylines that were happening, and it never really felt like you were getting over, one of them was more than the other. Well, sometimes they were, depending on like the episode, if they're trying to like complete a storyline or start a new one or whatever, but you always felt like everything was given a relative fair shake. And so by the end of it, you felt like, okay, cool, I can continue going on. And the seasons are short. They're like 8 episodes in a Christmas special. You know what I mean? So it's only like 10 hours of television per season. So you can easily watch it and easily tell these kind of stories. But when they say the principal cast, that's pretty cool. And I'm wondering if they're going to bring back in any of the side characters that have kind of come and gone throughout the years. So it says the movie will begin production later this summer. TV series creator Julian Fellows penned the film script and will executive produce alongside Gareth Neame, Liz Tollbridge, and Nigel Marchant. Brian Percival, who directed the Upstairs Downstairs show pilot, will direct the film. Okay, so yeah, so that's good. The pilot episode is definitely set the tone for what was to come. It got a little bit lighter handed as the seasons went on. It's kind of like watching Breaking Bad. I know it's kind of an odd comparison. Remember the first season of Breaking Bad was like super dark and super dreary, and then it kind of got a little bit of a lighter tone, like just the way things were handled. This kind of did it too, with the exception of season 4. And if you've seen season 4, you know what I'm talking about. That still makes me mad. Now it says, when the television series drew to a close, it was our dream to bring the millions of global fans for a movie. And now, after getting many stars aligned, we are going to shortly go into production. Julian's script charms, thrills, and entertains, and in Brian Percival's hand, we aim to deliver everything that one would hope for as Downton comes to the big screen. Okay. Oh, well, yeah, it says, and once the series ended, fans of Downton have long been waiting for the Crawley family's next chapter. We're thrilled to join in this incredible group of filmmakers, actors, and craftspeople led by Julian Fellows and Gareth Neame in bringing back the world of Downton to the big screen. And it will be released by Universal Pictures probably sometime in 2019. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. And this is me geeking out. So if you're not interested in this video, you're not even watching this part. But where are they going to take it? Where are they going to take it? Okay, fine. So in the end, right, Edith ended up getting married. Edith ended up becoming, basically like not royalty, but like really close to. And she ended up the happiest. And the whole 6 seasons, it was always, oh, poor Edith. There's a poor Edith drinking game, for Christ's sake, right? Like Tom ended up working with the family estate. You know, him and I think it was Joe, it was Mary's new husband, after Matthew died. They opened up a car dealership in the city, in the town, or in the village, I should say, as a way to kind of merge in, to get a business outside of the family estate. So are they still going to be working on that? Is he going to go back? Is Tom still going to be fighting for workers' rights? That's all the upstairs stuff. You have the way that, there's a lot that's going on with this one, right? So the way the series ended was Mr. Carson, who was the head butler, was kind of going to be sharing butlering duties with Thomas, who was always like the miscreant of the group. He always got himself into trouble, but by the end, he kind of came back around and became a better person. He had humbled himself. So are they going to revert Thomas back to his old ways? Probably not, because Mrs. O'Brien is not going to be there. She's been gone for seasons. So that was like his counterpart, and he never really had anyone else to bounce off of outside of Jimmy. But then they got rid of Jimmy unceremoniously in the beginning of season 6. So like, or season 5, I think. So like, what the hell? And then Thomas went on a downward spiral that was all its own thing. Like is Mrs. Hughes, and Mr. Carson, are they still going to be married? Are they still going to be happy together? Is Miss Patmore still going to have her bed and breakfast? Is she still going to be working part-time at the house? What about Daisy? Is Daisy going to hook up with the one dude who was always kind of pining for her, but she wasn't into him? Is she still going to be living with William's father, who's kind of like her adopted father, who took over part of the farm on the grounds? Like, what's everyone's up to? Are we finally going to get closure on a couple of things? No, you know what? No. Here's the thing. Here's what I want. Here's where I want the movie to pick up. This is what I want. I'm not kidding you. This is me geeking out. Okay. So this character on the show. Character on the show named Mr. Mosley. Mr. Mosley got shit on like for seasons. And it wasn't until season 6 that he finally started to come into his own and kind of became one of the team, one of the family, so to speak. But by the end, he had kind of migrated on to become a teacher. He had left working at the house, at the estate, as a butler. I think as a footman. And he went on to go teach class, and he was at the end for the series finale, he was helping out at the Christmas party. And there was the woman there, I forget her name right now, but they've been kind of like teasing this will they, won't they for a long time, right? This will they, won't they, will they, won't they. And you had like the series finale ended with Anna and Mr. Bates having their baby, finally getting the chance to settle down, have a good life. What's going to happen with fucking Anna and Bates? I mean, from season 1 to them will they, won't they, to season 2 to Mrs. Bates showing up and then magically dying, and Bates getting, accused of killing her, then him going to jail until they discovered that she actually killed herself to make sure he would go to jail so he would never be happy. Then everything with Anna getting raped. That's the season 4 thing I was talking about. Then her not being able to conceive, and then her finally getting pregnant. I mean, it's a whirlwind of stuff with Anna and Bates. Okay? They were like the number one. They were the Ross and Rachel of the show the first couple seasons. Not even kidding you. The Ross and Rachel of that show. Okay? I'm a big Mr. Bates fan. Okay, I want to sample that one. Anyway. So you've got that. So you've got Mr. Mosley, and you've got the woman. I forget her name right now. But anyway, there's like that will they, won't they, and they have this chemistry, and they make sure that Mr. Bates, when he gets accused of murder again, they actually go out and they solve that he didn't do it. And you're thinking like they're going to get together. And then they're right at the end. They're in the downstairs. It's New Year's Eve. Everyone who is paired up is kissing because it's midnight. And then they look at each other. They're kind of like, oh, is it going to happen? Are they going to end it? Are they going to finally give us what we want there? Are they going to end it the way we all wanted to? And then it's like, no, they don't. They just cut the black. They end it without hooking the two of them up. And I felt robbed. I legitimately as a fan, as a longtime fan of the show, felt so robbed by that. I'm like, all you had to do was just a peck on the cheek, a peck on the damn cheek. Mosley don't work there no more, and everyone's gonna be cool. It's New Year's. Carson's gonna be able to sit there and like he's gonna lighten the rules a little bit. Okay, Carson ain't gonna care. He might go a little grumpy, but it's Carson. He's always grumpy. All right. The show starts on the day the Titanic sinks in 1912, and it ends in I think it was like I want to say around like 1925. It's like, or 1924 to 1925. The show itself spans like almost around a decade and a half. So it's like, for this amount of time, Carson's always been this way, but he's loosened up a little bit and he's willing to let it happen. And that's the thing. As a fan, that's what I want. I just want them to hook up. Like I said, I am a fan of Downton Abbey. I have been since my girlfriend popped it on Netflix way back when they had the first 2 seasons on there. And this is back in like 2011. I didn't care about the show at all. Or it was like 2012, I think. It was like 2012. And she's watching it on Netflix. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't care about this. And then I'm listening to the dialogue. I'm listening to the characters. And I start kind of chuckling. By season 2, I'm straight up in it. Right? And then I've been in it all the way to the end. I'll leave it with this. I just want to kind of tell this anecdotal story. A couple years ago, I got a free all expense paid trip to Penny Arcade Expo in Seattle. 5 nights at a very nice hotel. Went to Penny Arcade Expo. My girlfriend stayed and hung around Seattle. But PBS that night, the first night we got there, they started this Downton Abbey marathon, and we started watching it. And over the course of the next 4 days, we continued watching it. Even though Monday night we were thinking we would leave early, we wouldn't sleep Monday night, we would just drive home. We decided to, hang out and finish watching the series. So we would, we walked a few blocks up, got some freaking froyo from Walgreens, walked back to our hotel, got comfy in bed, ate our freaking frozen yogurt, and watched the finale of the show we'd already seen like a couple times. Because this is how good the show is. I highly recommend it. Yes, it's a soap opera. Yes, it's all of these things, but it's Downton Abbey. And the way that it's presented is I love it. Don't ever get the soundtrack though. She bought the soundtrack for the drive home from Seattle. It was like terrible. Like the soundtrack is, don't ever buy that. But the show itself is good. And I'm still waiting to find it on Black Friday for the full 6 seasons on Blu-ray. And I'm going to buy that because that's how big of a fan I am. So this movie, I will be there first day with my girlfriend, first day to go see this because we are both big fans of the show. I just really wonder where they're going to take it because they wrapped up pretty much all but that one storyline. And every time I think about that, I get pissed. Miss Crawley? Not Miss Crawley. That's Isabel. There's so many characters. So many characters. I think if you like period Victorian pieces that have drama and humor and things like that, you like it. Season 1 is fantastic. Season 2 drags. Season 3 picks back up. Season 4 makes you mad, and the other 2 are just good. It ends good. Hopefully it will be handled well. But anyway, I had to get that out of my system. If you've suffered this far through it, I appreciate that. Curious to know your thoughts. If you happen to be Downton Abbey fans, let me know down in the comments. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This has been $3 Theater. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out. If you enjoyed this video, please consider becoming a patron today for just $1 per month over at patreon.com/mundanematt.